Hi, my name is Lee, and this is the usual scene. I have read somewhere before that if you want to master something, the best way to do that is to share or to teach whatever you learned because you will have to repeat it to yourself. So now I'm happy making these videos. They're giving me a place where I can share whatever I have learned and really just to talk and talk and talk. And there's so many things that I want to share, but so little time. Anyway, I know that the friend who requested for the video last time has not yet decided to finally move on. And this is not to convince her or you to finally move on or to make that decision. This is just really a conversation between us to provoke some thoughts that maybe you want to consider and maybe a wake up call. Of course, really the best way is to do it in a more organic and natural way. We don't want to be forcing anything because when you force something, it will really hurt you. 2 years back or 3 years back, I have attended a continuous improvement program and I was really fortunate to have it. And I've borrowed one of the concepts that they've introduced in that particular program, and that is the use of the five whys to get to the root cause. If you really want to move something forward, the best motivation is to understand why it is existing in the first place. Because by then, it would be easier for you to pinpoint and see where your pain points are. See, I learned something from that. All right. So let's start. Why is deciding to move forward hard? I'll start with the thought of it is more convenient to live in the past. We would like to repeat certain parts of our lives or some events in our lives again and again. And it makes, repeating it over time, it makes it so comfortable for us. Now, if you're watching the chilling adventures of Sabrina, you probably have seen the episode where she had to expel a spirit, a demon. And I think one of the characters there said, if I can remember correctly, to expel a demon, you have to give it a name or to know the name. And this particular thought process of repeating the things that had gone wrong actually has a name. It's called rumination. Now you can have more control over that because you already know the name. You can research it after this video, learn more about it, learn how you can control those kinds of events that are happening in your brain. Take a little bit of control with that so that you don't be comfortable in living in the past. But yes, our brain does that. And that um, and that makes living in the past comfortable. So now let's ask ourselves, why is it more convenient to live in the past? To repeat these kinds of thoughts in our brain, it is a coping mechanism. It can either go good or bad if you think and overthink or analyze and overanalyze. It would give you a platform to voice out certain things that you could have done correctly. It gives you a platform of giving yourself reasons on why these certain things happen. Simply, it justifies the actions that we have taken. It justifies the fears that were created from that. It justifies the insecurities that we have gained from that experience. So, why do we need justification? It all sounds so bad. Well, all because justification, in a way, provides closure when you can't have it. So, if I justify that maybe it happened because of this, It stops your brain from thinking because your brain is tricking you into believing that you're having some sort of closure through the fears and insecurities that you have. It plays on you. And our brain really craves for a closure. When you watch a movie, you want to know the ending. When you read a book, you want to know the ending. If you listen to a song, a catchy song, and you haven't listened to it until the end, it creates a last song syndrome, and it repeats a certain part of the song again and again, and it's going to be irritating until you listen to the entirety of the song. Our brain craves for closure because closure gives you control over a certain portion of your life. And why do we crave for closure? What kind of control does it give? It actually provides you security and guarantee. Closure guarantees that this is the end of that situation, that after this, I don't have to deal with it anymore. Closure gives you a security to move things forward because there's really nothing more there. I've seen it, I've reviewed it, I've gone through it again and again. There is nothing more. So I can move forward. Now that we know that our brain works that way, and yes, your brain is always craving for security and guarantee, let's not look very far as what we've seen from this whole pandemic. A lot of us are breaking down, and that includes me because there's just really no security and guarantee. Nobody can provide it to us. All of the plans, all of the things that we wanted to do, our lives, there's no promise when we can really go back and be normal again. And again, it's something that your brain craves about. And let's add another layer of why right there. So why can't we get security and guarantee? Because we rely on other people to give us security and guarantee. It is always so hard to give ourselves guarantee and security. Let's add a deeper why. Why why is it so hard to do that? And the answer is pretty simple. Because the last person that we are kind to is ourselves. It's so easy for us to be kind to other people, but really not ourselves. So we let ourselves to go into these kinds of situation. Some of us will say that, you know what, hey, I have moved on. And I would tell you, sure, you did. Really, you did. You stayed in the same place and replaced the thing that you've lost with something else. And it's safe for you to be there. It's safe for you to live in that particular moment and be stuck because you know what's going to happen next. Because you know that when you play with your fear and your insecurities, you have a guaranteed outcome. Whether you're thinking about this consciously or subconsciously, there would be an outcome that you know because this is that's where we say this is me. You have to accept me for me. And those are really fears and insecurities that we play. And my youngest sister had called me out on that a couple of times that I let my fears and insecurities play me. And I get stuck in a situation because of that. And it's so true. And I let that happen to me because I'm not really kind to myself. It's easier to be kind to other people because other people would give you that sort of appreciation that your brain also craves. Why can't we give that appreciation to ourselves? If I can say thank you to you, why can't I say thank you to me? Because it's vain? No, it's not vain. It's appreciating yourself. You can't give away something that you don't have. So if you don't have appreciation for yourself, how can you appreciate everything else? It really goes deeper. But think about it. When was the last time you were kind to yourself? When was the last time you hugged yourself? It was in a TED talk that I was introduced to the idea that once in a while you have to hug yourself. Hug is still is a form of touch, and touch, you know, um, excites all of those wonderful chemicals in your brain that makes you feel happy. And this time, naturally, organically happy. Not just the happy that would come and then, it's not just the sugar high kind of happy. You're happy now and then later on you'll be so low, so sad. The first time that I hugged myself, it felt really, really weird. Now, another thing that I do that I think is really kind to myself, and I don't really care if other people find that it's weird and I'm crazy. When my brain starts to repeat certain things and certain events in my life, I literally say stop, and I literally say it out loud. Loud enough for my brain to hear and process it as a command. So tell me, when was the last time that you were nice to yourself, that you were kind to yourself? Now, I'm not really justifying your Shopee carts and your Lazada orders by asking this question. When was the last time you gifted yourself that really and truly made you happy? If it was any time near this time, kudos to you. If it isn't, then maybe it's about time for you to do that. That's all I have for you today. Before I say thank you, I would like to know if this video had helped you decide. Use the comment down below. I'd love to hear what you think and what you have for me. If this video had helped you, please like. If this video will help somebody else that you know, please share. And if you want to have more of these conversations, please subscribe. Thank you so much for your time today and for spending it with me. So until then, my name is Lee. This is The Usual Scene.